Welcome to the River Market Cooking Show. I'm your host, Victoria Gross. Today we're inside the gorgeous River Market on a cold and chilly day, and we are going to make some fantastic food. What I call this is our Monday night chicken dinner. And the reason I call it that is because I don't know how busy you guys are, but our weekends are chock full of work, of play, of just having a good time. And on Monday, after you've worked your 8 hours, hopefully you've worked your 8 hours, the last thing you really want to do is come home and cook. But this dinner is so good that it will make you want to cook. So let's get started. What I've got is I've got a big pot of water, and I'm going to bring that to a boil. I've already got it going because sometimes it takes this pot a long time to come to boil. So what we're going to do is we've got some spaghetti noodles, and we're going to mix those with some butter, some Parmesan cheese, and I know this sounds funny, but we're going to mix it with some garlic powder. Just work with me on this. We're also going to do a fantastic asparagus, and it's a really great dish that is really healthy and delicious. And I'll tell you my secret ingredient to that in just a minute. So let me get the water going on that too. Then the best part of this meal is the chicken dish. And what it is it is a chicken breast that we're going to cut up, and we're going to simmer it with all different vegetables in a red sauce. So it's perfect. So the first thing we need to do is we need to get our pan going. And I'm going to do it on about medium heat. And we've got some prosciutto. And this is an Italian cured ham that I picked up at the Olive Branch. Now, if you can't find prosciutto, like let's say you come down here and the Olive Branch is closed or they're out of it because they do sell it and they have it at their lunchtime, then you can stop by Shaka and get some Petit bacon too, and that would work too. I'm going to use my big knife for this. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to slice it into pieces. Little bite-sized pieces I think are best. And we're going to put some olive oil in our pan. And we're going to render that, which means we're going to cook it and get some of the fat, the really good taste, into our pan. So let's go ahead and get that in. So this chicken dish, I just love it. I don't know how I developed it, but I have done this so many times. This is honestly, I would have to say, one of my top 10 favorite meals ever. And it was just one of those things that just happened to come about. All right, I'm going to roll up my sleeves. One thing I love about this is you don't have to. We're going to do about a serving for 4 people. You don't have to have a lot of ingredients for this, or a large quantity of ingredients, which is nice. So if you're entertaining, this is really, really cost effective. We've got these huge chicken breasts, which I really love. And notice there is some fat on there. And since Glenn is going to be eating this, and he is the fat picky guy, we're going to make sure we cut it all off. And we're going to slice our chicken into, we're not going to do bite-sized pieces, we're going to do long strips. Which is really good. That way the people who you're sharing this with can each get some long strips. And it's not really it's not really like a bite-sized dish. Alright, so let's get this other one. And these are some huge chicken breasts. So they're perfect. So actually, if they weren't this big, if you're using like a normal sized chicken breast, you would probably want to do 1 chicken breast per person, I would say. But since these are so gigantic, it's going to work out that we're just going to use the 2 big ones. Love it. So this dish has all different kinds of flavors. We're going to add some bell pepper, we're going to add some onion, some chicken stock, some thyme, some oregano, all that good stuff. All right, so let me wash my hands. Well, actually, let's see here. Let's see if I can grab this. This hand isn't very chickeny. All right. And this does not take long at all. So while this is cooking, oh, it smells really good. Prosciutto is something that it's smoked. It's cured, but it's not smoked, so it doesn't have that smoky taste. Now we're going to go ahead and put our chicken in right here, and just put that in the pan, because what we want to do is we want to brown it on all sides, and then we're going to take it out. All right, and this is also a really quick cooking dish, which is also great for Mondays because you really don't want You don't want to spend all day Monday in the kitchen. You want to get your stuff done, especially if Monday night football's on, because then you got to get all that going. All right, so let's put this up. Let me wash my hands, and we'll get to chopping our vegetables. I don't want any of those chicken germs getting anywhere. One of the best ideas is to go out to your local, there's a great food supply place, like restaurant supply place, and get all these different boards. And they're all plastic, and you can get one and designate it to exactly what you want it to be. So we're going to mix our chicken up. And this chicken, by the end of this whole process, is going to be really tender. Oh, my mouth is watering just thinking about it. I really do love this dish. We eat this all the time. This is probably what we're having for dinner tonight. I don't know if Glenn will eat it, but this is what we're having. So let's get going. Got my other knife. This one's my favorite knife, so I'm saving that one. And I'm going to cut my bell peppers first because, oh, everybody knows about these onions, me and these onions. Let me tell you, I read in the paper today, the food section, that they have these new goggles out. They're these funny looking glasses, and I'm telling you, I'm getting online when I get home, and I'm ordering them. Because the other day, no kidding, I catered this party, and I got suckered in and did the food, it ended up being a really good time, and I did the food for it. Well, I had the bright idea to do a caramelized onion dip, which is so yummy, but what I forgot is I had to cut 10 onions for the quantity that I was doing for this party. And these were not tiny onions. So, and it wasn't like they could just be diced. They had to be perfectly sliced. So here I am, got a clean dish rag, and sitting at home, and I am cutting these onions. And by God, I am crying my eyes out. You would have thought that the saddest thing in the world had happened to me. Oh my. By the end of the 10 onions, my entire dish rag was sopping wet. And there was a girl named Erica that emailed me. And she said, and this was like 2 days before I had to do this. And she said, light a candle, and somehow the onion goes into the candle and won't make you cry. Well, Erica, it may work for you, but it did not work for me, and I'm so upset because I was really excited. I lit candles in my whole kitchen trying to not cry. And boy, I just bawled like a baby. I'm glad nobody called because I would have been embarrassed. But I did. After an hour, it took me an hour to cut those onions because I had to stop. I couldn't even see. I thought I was going to cut myself. All right, so we're just working this chicken, trying to get it all cooked. Now, you're not going to cook it all the way through. You really just want to brown it and get it cooked mostly through because it's going to finish cooking in the sauce, and that's what's great about it because all that chicken absorbs that red sauce and the wine, and we're going to do it awesome. We're going to put some white wine in it, which really perks it up. I have found that red wine in red sauce kind of makes it bitter, but white wine adds this really good sweetness.